Hey everybody, this is Bob Cargill from Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow. And for those of you who tuned in a few minutes ago on Instagram Live, I'm back and I'm going to be back with Armaya Dorimi in just a minute. She's going to join us and she is also going to surprise us, or should I say you, because we prearranged this and she's going to surprise you guys with a couple songs too. So this is going to be truly a road show, if you will. And there she is, Amaya. How are you? Good to
I'm
see
great.
you again. It's been so long, all of about 10 minutes. Amaya
Yeah.
is back with us here on Instagram Live, and what we're going to do as well is we are going to record on Zoom as well. And the Zoom version I will be sharing later on social media elsewhere. So I just hit record and I'm introducing myself to my Zoom audience. And this is Bob Cargill with Maya Dorimi. Maya, how are you? Great to see you.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Bob. Thank you for inviting me to this online interview. It's amazing. My name is Armaya Doremi. I'm from Indonesia. I'm a graduate student at Northeastern University, majoring corporate and organizational communications. My concentration is PR and media relations.
And
And mhm.
Maya, so most folks wouldn't know unless they were at the Marketing Roadshow back in the fall. So my event, our event back in the fall, the Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow, we had about 100 people at out of office co-working space in Hudson, and Maya brought down the house, if you will, as a singer at the end of the show, and but she's not just a singer. She's many things. She is impressive in so many ways, and that's why I wanted you to talk to folks today about what you're doing as a student at Northeastern, what your future plans are, and then again, the icing on the cake will be that you sing a couple songs. So tell people, if you don't mind, Amaya, how we met at Northeastern, at James Gardner's class, and in the sequence of things up until now.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm gonna tell people how we met. So there was a time where I needed to finish my homework, and then I need to find a marketing leader to do the interview, and then I just found Bob Cargill um, through LinkedIn because I've I've been following him. I like his content about videos, marketing videos, because I'm a marketer, right? I'm a student who will become a marketer in the future. So I like him. He inspired me a lot. And then I contacted him through LinkedIn, and then he gave me his email, and I just set up the interview face to face at his event, AMA, mingling event at that
Marketing
time,
Mingle, yes,
marketing
America.
mingle.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, it was so amazing. I met him. I've learned a lot from him, from his background as a marketer. And then we are here right now.
We certainly are, and
Yeah.
and you know we're smiling and having an enjoyable conversation. But I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge what's going on in the world. These are scary times, very frightening
Yeah.
times where we're hunkered down, working from home. At least I am, and most people are. We can't really go out. Social distancing is the thing. It's the coronavirus crisis, a global pandemic. Very scary times,
Yeah.
Amaya, for you, me, for our families, friends. Well, I wanted to talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll get to the fun, really fun part of this our appearance here. How has how have you seen marketing and advertising change out there? And this is a big question. And how do you think? I mean, I have my opinions, but I'm curious from your perspective. How do you think marketers and advertisers should be changing their messages in these difficult times?
Mm. Okay, first of all, regarding your first question, I don't think marketing has changed a lot recently. They are still promoting their brand, even though in this pandemic situation, people are doing marketing to educate it and give people knowledge about what is going on. So in my opinion, marketing has never stopped, because we are giving people knowledge, we are giving people awareness, which is part of marketing. And then I think this is also the lesson for marketers to think how to create more innovation to promote their brands, um, based on the issue that we have. You know what I mean? Like, I think in our conversation before, like Bob, I still see some of the brands, promoting their product, and it has popped up on my phone about their new shoes or their previous shoes, and they don't talk about the pandemic at all, which means they are still doing the marketing, right? But I think we are agree on the fact that if the marketing, I mean, if the companies use the issue to educate people about what is happening right now, it's going to be great. But in my perspective, I don't think companies want to stop to do that because they need to survive for their business. So
Perfect.
they're,
No, perfectly said, Maya. Yeah, copy between a rock and a hard place.
yeah.
Meaning, obviously, families and our health and lives come first, but there's our economic lives too, our professional selves, and business to some degree, as much as possible, needs to go on, and also businesses need time to pivot. So, I think the folks who move quickly probably move quickest on social media because you can pretty quickly, and should, I think, pause your scheduled post and start at least acknowledging the coronavirus crisis. But TV and radio ads, those are, that's a big deal. That takes time to produce, put together, et cetera, et cetera. But my advice certainly to my clients, and I've shared it publicly on social media, is pause your social media, at least in terms of how you've been doing it. Intermingle what you typically do with some empathetic posts, some acknowledging of the pandemic, and how you can help your audience, how you can support them. Be empathetic.
See, speaking about the radio that you mentioned before, I think with the increasing of social media, we talk about how the traditional marketing has decreased, right? Because of this technology thing. I think I'm gonna point out that the radio will rise again because people are inside right now, people need to be educated. I think as I mentioned before, this is the time where marketers need to adjust their strategy, then using this situation to wake up again. And maybe radio needs to have some changes in terms of the content, so that people who are bored driving, they still can use they still can hear what the content from the radio, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's all changing. Like,
I
mhm.
No, keep going.
I think this is the time for influencers have raised their time limit to be a superstar, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I'm an influencer, I'm Instagrammers, where I know, like, this is the time where we don't care if we cannot go out, because we can finish everything inside the room. I can sync and then post it on my Instagram. I
Mm-hmm.
can post it to my YouTube, and I don't have to be worried about losing a job, for example. So everything is changing, as you said before.
And yes, and people like myself and you also, is we're very comfortable and familiar with digital communications, online
Yeah.
communications, social media. So it's not much of a stretch for us, but businesses in general are scrambling. There are a lot of people who aren't comfortable with online technologies, using Zoom and
Yeah.
Twitter and
Yeah.
Instagram Live. That's a big deal. So leaders can emerge, people who in the past may have just been doing their jobs day to day, people who have certain skills like yourself and I think like me, we can lead to a degree people who aren't as comfortable with the tools and technologies to teach and lead by example how you can still communicate like what we're doing right now simultaneously on Instagram and then pre-recording something on Zoom and get the word out to a really big audience. And you made a fantastic point. Everyone is home for the most part.
Yeah.
And this is an audience, a captive audience. I use that word loosely, captive. I mean, we're hunkered down. We're somewhat quarantined audience, and people are looking for education, information, inspiration, entertainment. If I didn't mention that, and yeah, there might be a little bit of sales and marketing going on, but I think more the support and community building. And then when we emerge from this pandemic, the brands and businesses who stood out during this time will do better than ever.
Yeah. So do you enjoy like I know you started your podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then I think this is a time for you to like, okay, I still can work at home because I have my podcast. So regardless to the online course, do you really enjoy teaching online course?
I
And
love it, to be honest with you. So I teach at Suffolk University, and I miss teaching my students in person so much. I can't tell you. But the other day, using Zoom, I taught them. I saw them all on the screen, like I see you, and it was obviously the next best thing to be in there. And I think we can teach as well online as offline, and maybe we're going to learn even new and different things, and in some cases, better things about each other by having to interact
yeah.
online.
I think this is also the new experiment from, I don't know, whoever creates this, but I think this is the experiment for us to change the way we communicate with people from face to face to online. And this is happening, Bob. Like, I don't really like um, having an online communication because, to be honest, I really like the way you create your event. And I think what I've learned about your marketing mingle is that I meet the people right away and I can feel their feeling and they can feel my feeling when I talk to them, you know? And I think this is the most powerful thing of face-to-face communication. But right now, we are in the time in 2020 where we forced to do everything but online, and then we are decreasing the value of the face-to-face communication, which is sad in my opinion, but good for the flexibility time or whatever.
You have your priorities in the right order, Maya. I agree. In person is best. You and I met in person at James Gardner's marketing class, right? You were in the classroom. Is that
Yeah.
once when I was a guest there? Thank you, James, because he invites people like me from the real world, if you will, into the classroom to teach, guest lecture. And then I met you and other great students. You took the initiative, reach out to me, we connect. You came to a marketing mingle, networking event, AMA Boston. Yeah, in person is best. But the technology we have available to us is now being put to the test. And we have a chance to demonstrate that we can carry on, not necessarily business as usual, but carry on and have relationships. And that could be personal and professional thanks to technology.
So I have a question because I think you are like you kind of like agree with the idea of the technology right now. So how about the people who cannot work with the technology?
Well,
And
I'm
how
sad. I'm sad for them. Did I? Did we finish with it? I know I get enthusiastic in answering your questions.
I like I am suspicious about your thought about this, you know, because yeah, because I think you are a person who have a lot of experience. Like you were a copywriter where you did it everything manually back in that time when you were in school, remember? Where there is no computer,
I
everything.
know. I
So
know.
I think you are the person who can like feel from the time that has changed so far.
If this Yes, and you reminded me how old I am. Thank you for that, Maya. But yes, I've been around since the Stone Age, before the internet, and we didn't have computers. And if this pandemic happened then, we would not be having this conversation. We would not be able to stay in touch, and it would be even harder on everybody. Absolutely, and I feel
Yeah,
horrible for and sad, especially for people who can't. It's impossible for them to work.
yeah,
It's impossible for them to communicate, elderly, for instance,
yeah,
those who suffer illness and in impoverished communities. So again, though, that's where I'd say we can hopefully step up and lead and maybe reach out. What I would say is when we can, and we might not be able to now, this proves more than ever where computer literacy is important. Access to the internet is important, because if we all have equal access and equal knowledge of how to use technology, we can get through tough times like this easier than ever before.
yeah. I agree. It was a great point, I
So
think.
I'm going to ask you just a couple more questions, and we're going to segue
Yeah.
into the little bonus for our audience that we talked about. Hate to put
Okay.
you on the spot, but that'll be a big treat for everybody. So when I met Armaya, so I spoke to her class, and then she reached out to me. Then we met at the Marketing Mingle, and I was so impressed with you as a student, as an intellectual, as a person. And then just in conversation, she mentions, oh, she, is a singer. And it's like, oh, yeah, interesting, but then she mentioned she was a finalist at the Indonesian Idol. You were, I'm sorry, top 24. That's
So
close to,
24. Yeah.
yeah, that's a big deal to me. So top
Yeah.
in the final 24.
Exactly. It's like speaking about it, the 20 top 24 in 2010 when you are at uh 20 top 24, so the Facebook wasn't really blowing up like this, you know?
Correct. Yes.
So
Early days
people,
of social
yeah,
media.
so people didn't really know who I am before if they don't have that social media.
I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yes.
But right now, when you go or attend to a singing competition, even though you are in audition, you can be famous like immediately because people have the access, you know?
No.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a
Social. Go ahead.
so it's a difference. It's the sign of the difference of technology where I was in Indonesian Idol in 2010, where I need to tell people live, hey, uh, support me. So the people who cannot have TV will not support
Mm.
me because they cannot see me, right? But right now, by having YouTube or Instagram, and I just post it, like maybe million people or 100 people can see me because of the technology.
Yes, and again, another more props for technology. Lots of props for you, Maya, because you tell me then at this time, I don't know if it was October, it was a rainy night at the Marketing Mingle, and we're talking about marketing, and you're a student, and we're just talking business, and you mentioned you're a singer, and I say, oh, I'm having this Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow event. Thanks to Helen Pinchansky and Claudia Diaz and Samantha Vingers, they stepped up and helped me pull that together. And we're going to have another one. But anyways, we had that one, 100 people. You sang, you were phenomenal, and brought the house down and helped me make it a road show. So it wasn't just speakers. We had Caroline Cook as a comedian and you as a singer. And I felt like I had a formula for how to put
Yeah,
together events. Planning to do it again around this time. And like everything else, we had to cancel or not have it, not make it happen in person because of the pandemic. But Sam and Helen and Claudia and I have talked about doing more virtual events. So this is the start of my virtual events. I interviewed somebody the other day, and I'm interviewing you today. But you're going to sing, and that makes it again extra special. I mean, we talk marketing, business, and then we have a little entertainment. How do you feel about that?
it was amazing because I couldn't believe that people would be will be entertaining because of my performance. Because, like I usually do performance in front of the like adult or millennials, or maybe like businessmen. But at that time, at your event, it was exactly all of them were marketers, and then it was a specific target audience, I would say. And then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I don't care. I just sang, and then I was so happy because they loved my performance, and then thank you for making me famous in front of marketers, which was good. Yeah, it was good.
You were phenomenal, and we were dancing, and it had been a long day, so you made us feel especially happy and wound down the event in such a perfect way. So you're gonna while you're preparing to maybe sing,
Hmm.
which would be phenomenal. I'll keep talking. You give me the nod when you're ready. But I want to say to my audience again, this is on Instagram Live, and whoever's watching can see it there. But I'm recording this on Zoom. I'll put it up on social media later on YouTube. And what people will get is, I think, interesting, insightful, I think fascinating conversation between myself and Armaya as a marketing student, someone who's in the co-op stage of her education at Northeastern, meaning you're working a little and studying a little still over there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
still I'm still following the social media news
yeah.
articles. Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's important.
you're still learning, and in terms of marketing and social media and working a little. Have you graduated yet from Northeastern?
Not yet,
Not yet.
this year.
Soon. So where I'm going with that is employers, when the pandemic's behind us, which will be soon, and Maya graduates and everybody's hiring again, look for her,
Yeah.
hire her. She'll probably be already scooped up by some other company, but maybe you can reach out to her now. Not only is she a fantastic marketer, she's a fantastic singer, and she's gonna sing for us, I think, right now. So, folks, ladies and gentlemen, this is Amaya Dorimi, and I am proud to introduce you to our audience. Amaya, take it away.
Thanks. Can you hear the music?
I can hear the music. I can hear
Okay.
you.
In Instagram, can you hear the music or not? Because I'm using my AirPods. Never mind.
Yeah, I see
These
some.
four lonely walls have changed the way I feel, the way I feel. I'm standing still, and nothing else matters now. You're not here. So where are you? I've been calling you. I'm missing you. Where else can I go? Where else can I go? Chasing you, chasing you. Memories turn to dust. Please don't worry, I got you. I got you. Running, 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 and running for myself no more. Together we'll win it all. I am running, 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 and running for myself no more. I'm ready to face it all. If I lose myself, I lose it all.
You have such an amazing
I've
voice.
run the fears that chase, they're standing still. I'm running still. I'm running still. And every voice that cries inside my head, forever dry, forever dry. I've realized, oh, where else can I go? Where else can I go? Chasing you, chasing you. Running, 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 I'm running for myself no more. Together we'll win it all. I am running, 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 I'm running for myself no more. I'm ready to face it all. If I lose myself, I lose it all. Thank you.
Woo! I was afraid to
How
talk just then because I didn't want to interrupt the song for the second time.
uh, thank you. So, is one song enough?
If it totally, I mean, can I as the only other person on the, I mean, there are people watching, but maybe someone wants an encore. I don't know.
Okay, I think I'm gonna sing one more song.
Yeah,
This is my favorite song. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I think it too would be perfect, and that was fantastic. And as when I interrupted you, the you have an amazing voice, Amaya, and people are so fortunate. First and foremost, me to be listening to you right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, this is my last song or encore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. This is my favorite song. This song is also the song that I sang at Bob's event, and I hope I can sing more at his event. You know, go. So let's check it out, and then you also can sing too with me. You know the song, guys. Okay. He, if I should stay, I would only be your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. You, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all I am taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love you. How is it?
Oh, unbelievable! You are
Can you
amazing.
can you listen to the music?
I
The
can hear the
instrument?
music. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So this is the one of the old songs, right, from Whitney Houston,
this
and
was
it's
Whitney Houston, right? Way back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah, and I believe like all people know the song.
This is a hard song. I can only imagine how hard this is to sing.
I hope love please be kind, and I hope you have a new dream of when I was in your joy and happiness. But above this, I wish you love. It's gonna be hype. And will always love you. I will always love you. Will I always love you? I will I always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. You, darling, I love you. I always love you.
Yay, bravo, amazing.
It was the original key because I couldn't find the lower key. Oh my God.
Amaya, that was amazing.
Thank you very much, Bob.
No, you are an amazingly
Thank you.
talented singer with a
Thank you.
great voice.
Thank
And,
you.
first and foremost, we're talking about marketing, but your singing is, equal in terms of high level talent to your skills as a marketer. And I'm just continue to be impressed with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, thank you very much for inviting me. And then I hope this new changes will bring a better for us. I mean, I know these changes are not easy for some people, but let's us to think more clearly and positively about what is happening in this world right now. I know some people are taking advantages of this, um, this pandemic situation, and then some of them are struggle. So I think I have like one lesson and one message to all of my friends, loved ones, that stop freaking out. Like, this is not the end of the world, and even if this is the end of the world, we should take it, because all of us at the end of the day have to face that this world is going to be ending. So because we know that the world is going to be ending, we don't know when. It is a time where we need to spread the kindness, to our family, loved ones. Then stop spreading hatred, and then this is a time where we need to like gather together, respect other people, and then see what's happened for the next.
I'm honored. No, that was amazing. I wish you could be speaking before the world and the world could hear that message. Maybe we can make this go viral because that's such great words of advice. And everybody, we are all in this together. It's a pandemic and a health crisis, but we need to help each other out and support each other and not have differences and love, not hate. Peace, not war, and we'll get through this. And I'm with you. I know you. I think you're with me, and we're all in this together. And
Yeah.
you and I are with everybody who's listening and watching, and our families and friends and the whole wide world. I hope and pray we get through this all safely and with our health.
Yeah, one more thing, Bob. I think because we people tend to think broad than usual. So that's why when I said like kindness is everything, which means like we are all human, and then we have that kindness inside of us. So sometimes people don't think about small thing because they think more about the bigger things. So the most important thing is if you can think clearly about small things, then you can reach out the big things. But because you are thinking about the bigger thing all the time and you forget about small things.
again, very profound, Maya. I agree. We can't get overwhelmed and take it one day at a time and you know, think, like you say, think small and it will exponentially increase in its power to help everyone throughout the world. Your positive messages will reverberate. Your positive messages in singing certainly reverberated today on this Instagram live show. I really appreciate your time, Maya, and I wish you well, good health, and a
You
great
too.
weekend. And
You too.
yeah,
Say
we'll
hi to your family, your wife,
I will. I will
everyone.
on your behalf and say hello to your friends and family. And I wish you well, and I will see you again soon.
See you again soon. Thank you, Bob. Bye.
Bye, Amaya.